If they want to freak out, they can
Recording
do
in
it.
progress.
We'll cope. We'll
Yeah,
make
exactly.
it. All right, Nick. We're recording on everything. Let's do this.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Marvel Multiverse Mayhem, the official Marvel podcast of LRM Radio, the podcast. Wait, no, LR
Mayhem.
Marvel. What did I say?
No. I'm just saying my crazy stuff in the middle of it.
The official Marvel podcast of LRMonline.com and the Genreverse. Of course, I've got Kyle here today, as always.
Hi.
And our sponsor is Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow.
Indeed. Check out lrmonline.com every day for excuse me, all your entertainment news, needs, and opinions. Subscribe here on the YouTube channel if you can see our ugly mugs. Sorry, can't do anything about that.
My Deadpool pecs.
And if you're listening to our awful voices, follow us on whatever app you're listening to. I am feeling ill, and I also did a cantina earlier. So, but I wanted to talk about this episode, Nick, because I won't lie. At the very, very beginning, I was kind of like, "Oh God, I need something different," and then different happened.
And more different happened.
I messaged you. I said, can we work it in today since we didn't get to record yesterday? Because the violence, the gore, the amount of blood, horror stuff.
Oh, definitely.
I love all of that as long as it's not grayling aliens.
Yeah.
And I felt for the first time since we kind of figured Daredevil would be coming to the MCU, and I'm talking even before No Way Home. First time I felt, okay, if you want to, you can do it. You can still give us a good, gritty, bloody Deadpool, and Daredevil
and Deadpool.
He's allegedly still getting an R rating, but we'll see. We'll see. But this gave me some Daredevil hope, man, and I thought we were gonna get to the Asylum faster than we did, but
what a way to
it
get
worked
to
out
it.
great. Yeah, it worked out great. And a lot of the things that I figured, we had a comment last week, and I'm sorry, I meant to grab your name. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick on our app on the mobile. Greg Noble. He had asked about what I thought about him being able to get the suit on without Khonshu. And I said I don't think he would be able to, which we can see he couldn't, but we kind of see part of why he can't. I'm putting air quotes, and just like I told Greg, there's things that I know from the comics that I don't want to spoil, even though they're changing things up.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things here that are like page for page, a little out of order, but
yeah,
I really liked this episode overall, even though the first 10 minutes I was kind of like, oh God, it's just the same crap as last three episodes. We need to get moving. Okay.
Ayla is one of the most badass women in the MCU, I think.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fun.
She can handle her shit.
Yeah.
When Marcus passed out.
Including
blowing up
Mummy.
a truck. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she even fights mummies. This episode was very dark, both literally and you have these mummies, and she rips its mask off, and it's like a corpse face, and there's mummies harvesting organs, which does make sense with the Egyptian culture, and putting them into jars, and just blood trails, entrails is they say something is there's bits of meat here, or something like that. Because of course he won't let Mark take over, even though Mark is already an assassin, no, a mercenary.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Merc-
look, I can handle this better than you, even without the suit. Like, you're not gonna have the
Mhm.
suit. And
Yep.
but of course, Steven's knowledge pays off better than anything Mark could do until it is time to fight.
Mhm.
And as you know, if you watch the episode, that doesn't go well either, because even killing a bunch of other guys with items, Hero shoots him twice in a very just classic, not even like action movie way. Just like boom,
Boom.
and then boom, and then he falls into what looked like shower
tap.
water. Yeah, it looked like it's shallow water though, right? That was just kind of an effect to get him to the mental institution.
I would believe so, because it's an indoor water pool.
Yeah.
But you know, double tapping is wrong. One, it's against Geneva conventions. However, controlled pairs are not. Once someone goes down, you're not supposed to keep shooting. So bad on you, Ethan Hawke.
Hero, you bastard.
you those two shots need to come quick and successive. In combat training, especially close quarters combat, the controlled pairs is what you do, because one, we're using 5.56 rounds in the army, smaller round fragments, a lot more. That's the M16 M4 round, and or .223 for you other folks. But it's supposed to be pop like that, and that's a controlled
This
pair.
is like a gangster movie, you know. It felt like a gangster
Yeah,
movie almost. Where it's
yeah.
like, the second one's just for effect, because the audience is always like already like, oh
Yeah.
shit, and then it's.
I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah, I know. I love your experience in bringing it in, stuff I would never know.
But yeah, if you're, forgive my eating.
Recording during his dinner hour.
I know.
Gamma does it all the time. Ooh, no one
If you if you're training for close quarters marksmanship, self-defense, home defense included, controlled pairs is how you need to be practicing, because you do want to be able to put rounds on target quick in succession, so you can acquire the next target if necessary. But yeah, man, that was intense, and to bring in another bit of military experience. Not that I've ever seen a crate of Mod Deuce M2, the Browning 50 caliber machine gun, the trucks we're using, and that's very, very common in the Middle East. I ran into so many both good and bad in Iraq with that same setup. I'm a freaking Mod Deuce on the back of a pickup truck. The way she ignites the ammo, while the effect I think kind of iffy on
like
how much would have. No,
really?
you can
One
cook
flare?
ammo. Yeah, flares are phosphorus, man. They burn hot. I don't think it would have had as much of an effect. Definitely would have been louder. 50 cal rocks, man. Oh my god, does that thing rock. But bravo on them on using something better than her throwing a lighter or a match back there. That wouldn't have been enough.
She loves her flares in this
episode. The flare was good. I like that.
Kills multiple people with flares this episode,
Mm-hmm.
and does the T-Rex distraction thing. Hey, over here. Yeah, this episode was very, again, Indiana Jones. I would say the show has more in common with Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider, The Mummy, and Fight Club more than it does with the Marvel universe, if that makes any sense, because it's kind of still doing its own thing. In fact, my friend Andrew and his wife don't like it very much because it doesn't feel Marvel-y enough. Hell, in this one, there's no superheroics in this one at all. No suit, just mercenaries and mummies and supernatural, but not suit. And then you have the big twist, which I wish I didn't know anything about. But it's still like, oh, we're here finally. When they cut to the VHS, I'm like, what? This is weird. Is this part of his craziness? And then it's like, that's where he gets the. I mean, like, the whole point of the Insane Asylum is that what's fun is that every element is there. That if he was insane, like, it's all based on stuff he's seen. The Moon Knight action figure, Dr. Stephen Grant is the name of the like Indiana Jones style archaeologist. We have his leg is chained to the wheelchair. Ethan Hawke in his room, he has his cane. It's different. It's not like an Egyptian cane. There's a painting on the wall of the city where he stole the scarab from Harrow, and like he has Egyptian imagery in there, like a pyramid and stuff like that. So it is. I don't want you to spoil what happens in the comics, but it is a situation where you're like, he can't have been insane the whole time, but like, did Harrow do some magical thing to him after he was like double tapped and like now he's and like, because even the orderly wasn't one of the orderlies like his right hand mercenary who we saw got murdered in the tomb.
One of them was one of the guys that worked at the museum.
And the other guy was the guy from the tomb. And
yeah, those two orderlies that help him look similar to they seem to be playing a similar role to some orderlies from the comic. So
cool.
I can't talk too much, but we could talk a little bit more about the Insane Asylum on the other side of this quick break, though.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. From propagation to harvest, they have everything you need for your special garden. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
No, there. I missed my click. Thanks for sponsoring the episode. So, since I can't say too much, Nick, let me say a few things that are comic accurate that we see here. One, all of the imagery, like you said, that you can see making its way into his alleged delusions. That's comic accurate. Using people from his Moon Knight life in having be people in the Insane Asylum is very comic accurate. I actually and it's still a potential. No, I can't say that one. There was someone I thought Layla might be, and she's
obviously there too.
And I'm not ready to say that necessarily she is exactly what we see in either world. But there's another character that I really thought would show up, and I thought she would be in that role, and haven't seen it yet. But that could be one of those switch things. So I would say keep your eye on Layla here in the Insane Asylum. It might be nothing, but she might be this other thing going on.
Ethan Hawke's interesting.
It is. He had the Crocs on.
His wig is gone, but like,
yeah,
he's got a little pedophile mustache going on and just regular Ethan Hawke hair. And it ties more into what he was saying about the character, where he's like, he's part psychiatrist, he's part the guy from Waco. But we've also seen that before a little bit, where, he manipulates people. I mean, he told her the truth about her father, but it was still, even when he doesn't do that, it's been a form of manipulation.
Oh, yeah.
Even, and her.
There's almost
Mark doesn't fall for that shit.
There's almost no better motivator than the truth, just told at a certain place and time.
And I love when he punches himself in the face. You don't actually see him punch himself, right? The punch just comes from nowhere.
Yeah, well, you kind of just he's looking
like
down to repel.
No,
he's looking down to repel, and then he gets hit, and I thought that might have been like some editing mistake, but then I realized it was the kiss moment that Mark.
He's like, don't you dare touch her.
Mark was. I was like, oh, are we gonna get our look at Jake potentially?
And we kind of did later, we think, because of course you have the two meet up. They're actually really happy to see each other, even with the earlier circumstance. And then in fact, at one point,
sarcophagi.
Steven was in the sarcophagi. That's right.
And then there was another one
that was shaking, which I assume is Jake.
I thought.
I don't know who else it would be, unless like we said, they give him a different name. But do the credits change each week? This is the first time I watched them, and when he splits at the end, his face splits. It splits into 3 different people. I wonder if the earlier credits just have him splitting into 2.
I'd have to go back and check.
I've never watched them before. I've seen some people show like the moon gets fuller each time or something. Like yeah, at the end, towards the end of it, his Oscar Isaac's face splits 3 times, not like so 3 personalities, as they've already hinted at last week.
Yeah,
unless you aren't just paying attention at all. I do love them meeting each other, like in human, like both, like oh, it's so good to see you, man. It's like we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm surprised they don't stop at the other sarcophagus. I guess, as far as they know, there's just 2 of them, so there's no reason to stop and free another crazy person from a sarcophagi or sarcophagus. And at the end, we meet some kind of crazy hippo god, which actually the CGI is not good on, but I don't think that's the intent.
No,
they're kind of in crazy world right now, so it's not like some of the other CGI we've seen where it's like, and that was terrible. But
I did appreciate them showing Stephen Grant being a character from a movie, because that kind of harkens to the actor side of Stephen Grant.
That's really
in
cool.
the comics. Since they instead have him being Steven the gift shop worker, basing his name off of Steven, a character from a movie, versus the an actor playing a character. But it's still a nice little callback to the comic book origin of Stephen Grant, or at least the Lemire.
Yeah. And I just gotta say, I continue to be super impressed with Oscar Isaac, because it's not just the accent; it's the mannerisms, where he's just like, and I love how much Steven has grown to a point where he's not a little, oh, I can't even have a date, I don't want adventure, I just work in a gift shop, but I want to give tours, to a guy who's like, I've been waiting for adventure, and he's like kissing the girl and like all that. So it's been fun to watch him grow. Yeah.
It's overall, it really did need this tone shift in this episode in my mind. If they had just kind of stuck with the formula from the first three episodes going into the last ones, I would have been disappointed. It makes me really excited to see next week's episode.
I like that they did it in this way, because first 10 minutes, kind of like you said, is like been there, done that. Oh, now we're doing some tomb raiding. We're learning some, like, this is the face, or and like the Alexander the Great. One of my favorite lines is like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Great." And then Mark is like, "Get in there, man."
I was asking my dad. I can call him a historian because he has been published in some history journals. Nice. I used to make fun of him before he got published. I was like, "You're not a historian until you are either got your doctorate or you've been published." And then I made something about videos. I was like, "You can make videos, and I'll call you historian." But I asked him what he thought about the theory that Alexander the Great's tomb was whisked away. The Macedonian and the Ptolemy line that sets up in Egypt and leads to the Ptolemies and Cleopatra and whatnot. That's all real, and the Romans had some hate-love relationships with Alexander, of course. So there is the idea, one, it was lost in the Great Earthquake when most of Alexandria, or a big chunk of it, was lost to the Mediterranean Sea. But others thought there is the possibility that it was whisked away. Whether or not he would ever actually get an Egyptian style burial because of that, my dad was like, it's hard to say. He said, but it is interesting to see them use that, play with that. So yeah, a real potential possibility there, I guess.
Interesting. That's good to know too. You got the history and the military experience to inform me and our listeners. Anything else you want to say? It's a great episode. It continues to be my favorite show. I was a little afraid with the end of last episode leading into this episode, and there not being a lot of new stuff there.
Yeah.
But
no, man, I think it's good. Hopefully it keeps up this energy, and we get a good wrap up. There's only 6 episodes for this, right? Right?
2 more.
Yeah, and then
so basically the way Marvel does it, 2 more would mean the 3rd act.
I'm curious as to what is going to happen in June, because Obi-Wan Kenobi is 6 episodes. The first 2 drop on a Friday, are they just going to move Star Wars to Fridays like you and I had said? You know, one day they're going to have to accept that you can't release everything on the same day, because June 8th is Miss Marvel.
Oh, they overlap.
Unless they push Obi-Wan Kenobi to a different day, it'll overlap.
And I think they should do, like you said, Fridays and Wednesdays. Like all networks have, even Netflix releases stuff
Fridays
during
for
the
movies. I think
because Netflix for the longest time, years and years, only did Fridays, but now it's like, oh, this is out on a Tuesday. Here we drop this great British baking show on a Wednesday. And Hulu and Apple TV Plus, they all do that now. But it's like,
so
Thursday is Star Trek Day, and this day is whatever, you know.
It should have been that way for a while. I mean, they should go back to Marvel Mondays, but they ruined that. Way to go, Disney.
I forgot that was on Mondays.
We had something good going on. Thank God the word mayhem starts with an M.
You found a good M word.
You ready for me to close it out?
Wrap her up.
All right, guys. If you guys are listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please hit the follow button or the subscribe or whatever it is. Lots of great shows. This marvelous thing, like that. Spy Family on Animeverse Reviews, a wonderful anime that you should definitely check out. The Cantina does Star Wars news. Breaking Geek is on here. Nick will talk a little bit more about that in a second. All of our shows also go to the YouTube channel, where I also do some trailer reactions and things like that. So subscribe. Thanks. Subscribe there. And of course, LRM Online every day every day for all of your entertainment news needs and opinions, leaks, scoops. Occasionally we get our own, instead of just, hey, here's the scuttlebutt around the universe, if you will.
Yeah, we get pretty good Star Wars ones. We've been a pretty good track record there.
We do, and we try not to ruin things for people. We try not to give away story stuff, even story stuff we know right now. Cam and I and Shocky we could talk a lot about several things for a couple Star Wars things coming up, but that's not our style. So yeah, check all of that out. Nick.
And then I'm at Geeky Nick Dahl, and I do Break Geek Radio, the podcast, in addition to this one, which Kyle is now a producer on. My friend Andrew says the sound quality has improved considerably since Kyle started doing it for us. And you can watch us now this week, which I'm going tonight to see our movie for tomorrow. We're doing The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage and my boyfriend Pedro Pascal. And with that, Excelsior.
Oh, no, enough said.